Hey love, so I answer your questions from Instagram and Facebook. First question is, last time you've been on a date? What counts as a date because, oh my god, there's a freaking spider. Shit. Okay, so we are back. First question was, last time you've been on a date? It's hard to tell what's a date these days because of COVID and lockdown and whatnot. I went out to eat at a patio with someone last week, so I guess that counts. Otherwise, sitting around the house. It's a date, right? In 2020 it is. Next question. Do you love sports? I do love sports. I used to do cross country. A lot of sports I'm not personally good at, but I do love just sports in general. Athleticism, I love all of it. Gymnastics is amazing. I wish I was put in gymnastics when I was a kid, but wishful thinking. I danced a lot, jazz, contemporary, hip hop, ballet, and I consider that a sport, although some people would say just an art, but I consider it a sport and an art. As far as watching sports, I do love Super Bowl Sunday. It's just a great time with friends and family. It's honestly my favorite holiday, if that counts as a holiday. Although I don't watch football like the whole season before that, so sorry. Basketball is cool too, but I prefer the finale of football because, hey, what's more American than football, right? I hope it's not too late. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? I still want to do film and TV, so I think for me, Canada would be something fun where it's not like super far and I can still come back to my family, but also do what I love. So maybe Canada, but I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I can't say for sure. Other than that, across the world, I would say Thailand. I am part Thai and I can get around, and I do love the culture, the food's great. I think I'd have a good time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Normally, I would say a lot of things, but it's kind of hard to say. I thought I would be in a different place right now, but pandemic, a lot of other things happened this year that we had no idea was going to happen. So I can't really say now. I'm content with saying I don't know. But assuming there's no lockdown, I see myself working on an amazing show, incredible movies with incredible artists, and just living my best life, traveling a lot, but at the same time, doing what I love and having fun with friends and family. I also want to have a beauty line. What are your top 3 goals? As of now, book a great show as a guest star recurring or series regular, whichever comes first. And number 2 is just be a better human being overall, be less judgmental, be more understanding, more compassionate, but at the same time, stand my ground. And number 3 is I want to be able to balance discipline and fun. I think you're so cute. Are you only into guys? LOL. Well, you, my friend, are very cute as well. I'm into whatever I'm into, and that's not based on gender or race or whatever else people base relationships on, right? Where do you live? Really? I'm just gonna give you my address online. Okay, but I live in LA. Ever thought about forget these auditions, I'm going to make my own movie and TV show? Hell yeah. I mean, like, that's what I'm working on now as far as like just creating more stuff, and I have a mini series I'm going to air, but also as far as on a network studio level, that's not something you can just do in one day or a few months. You have to work up there. So I'm not going to just completely abandon these amazing opportunities at the very top for acting, because those will actually help me be able to get closer to the execs, to the people where I can go to create my own show. What do you think about this year? I mean, honestly, it's not as bad as it could be. There are some good things. I paid off some loans that needed to be paid off. I'm more passionate about my craft. There's a lot of things I wouldn't have done this year if lockdown didn't happen, such as writing my book and whatnot. I mean, I still was planning on writing a book, but I may not have gotten it done that time if lockdown didn't happen. So I will say there are some positive things that came out of it, but overall, I do miss being on set more regularly. And that's slowly coming back, so I'm really grateful for that. Although, of course, it's so different because everyone's wearing a mask, and please wear a mask. It's just not the same, you know, like the interaction. And I am a people person. I'm not like a total extrovert, but I am a people person, so I do miss those aspects even at work. Do you have a boyfriend? No. Do you like sucking? How would you rate your beauty on a scale of 1 to 10? That's really weird to ask, but I'm gonna answer it. I would say 7 because I feel like it's good to be confident, but at the same time, I would never say I'm a 10. And honestly, when I'm really truthful, I don't think anyone is a 10 because we all have our flaws, both physically, spiritually, emotionally. 10 out of 10 means you're perfect, in my opinion, and nobody is. So, nobody's really a 10. I might say, like, oh, she's a dime. Look at her body, look at her face, but I don't really mean it usually because nobody's perfect. How are you so beautiful naturally? Is it the food or the friends or friends with food? That's so funny. Well, I have makeup on right now and these magnetic lashes that I love, so this is not totally natural, but thank you. Appreciate the compliment. The food helps. If I ate junk food and dairy all the time, I would start getting acne, eczema, and other things. So diet helps. I would say avoid dairy if you can. Certain meat products, processed foods, and yes, friends because friends make you happy if they're good friends, and happiness and less stress makes you healthier and better looking, in my opinion. Have you ever been cheated on? Technically, no. But I will say yes because I was dating someone and we were not officially together, but he had asked me if I was seeing someone, and I was like, no, it's just you. And I asked him back, and he said, yeah, it's just you. And then, like, months later, it wasn't just me, it was someone else, and he acted like the same thing was going on. And I had an instinct who this other person was, and I questioned him, and he deflected. He basically said, don't worry about it, you know. And then, of course, that was the other person. So I felt cheated on. And I was like, you cheated on me because you said that you didn't want me to see anybody else. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then you said you were not seeing anybody else. So we had some kind of agreement, you know, not officially, but it was there. So I count that as cheating. Do you? Write in the comments. What is your dream vacation? Honestly, right now, Italy because I love pasta. I can't eat that stuff all the time, but I just love Italian food. When I'm going to cheat, Italian food, like the best stuff. So I want real Italian food from Italy. What made you want to act? And as a woman, would you say it's harder? I wanted to act because I love performing arts in general. I used to be a dancer primarily, and then I started acting in musicals, and I just love the ability to portray a story through emotions, through a script, and then the filmmaking aspect in addition to that is just such a beautiful masterpiece when it's done right. So I just love the whole industry in that aspect. And that's honestly what made me want to do it. And then also one time when I was in high school, I remember I was crying about something. I can't remember what, but I was like crying, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, these tears could be used for something productive other than just being sad. And I was like, oh, acting. And then I took like a drama class in high school, and I was like, ooh, acting bug. And yeah, it's been that way ever since. Although I have my ups and downs, that's where it started. Is it harder as a woman? I don't know because I've never been a man, but I would suspect that it's harder in the sense that we have to deal with more people trying to get in our pants when we want to just work and just be professional. It doesn't even bother me now because I'm so used to it. If someone tries to like holler at me or like is kind of unprofessional in some way, like I'm so used to it that I'm just like, okay, well, we know what you're doing, but I'm going to play it cool and I'm going to respectfully say no, and we can move on about our day. And that's usually fine unless they're an asshole and trying to do a me too. What is your biggest dream or goal in life that would grant you success? Sanctuary. I don't know about a sanctuary, that's a lot. But biggest dream or goal in life? There's no one. I have to have multiple things. But financially free, but doing something I love, which in this case, performing arts, also being an entrepreneur, and helping the community, and just having friends that are amazing because there's no point at the end of the day if you have all this success but no one to share it with. What food that you haven't tried appeals to you? That's a hard one because I've tried a lot of things, even though I do have dietary restrictions. I would say if I had to pick, it would be something in the reptile family. I don't want to say a snake because I don't know, snakes are cool and I don't want to eat a snake, you know? But if I had to choose just to try something new for once, um, I would say something in the reptile family because I have had frog and it's pretty good. I mean, I haven't had it in years, but it kind of tastes like a more moist chicken. Is you coming to Chicago ever? Uh, I is not sure. I mean, I don't know because COVID, you know? And also, I don't really have a reason to be there unless I book a show. I don't have any family or friends there, so it would literally just be to visit Chicago. And I have been there, and it's really cold. I'm not a fan of that part. But Chicago's cool, nothing wrong with it. I just don't foresee myself going there anytime soon. If you had everything you wanted, what would you do then? Well, if I had everything I wanted, I would just do what I was already doing when I had it. So I guess I would travel more. I would probably relax a little more and just have a good time. Do you ever think about calling it a day and doing something else, especially with the Rona? Oh, absolutely. I've thought about quitting many times. I've even set a timeline where I was like, you know what? If I don't book a network role by this date, which is really not a good thing to do, please don't be that person. But I did that and I was like, if I don't do this by this time, then I'm going to quit. And then I ended up booking a network role, so I didn't quit. But I don't think that's a good way to be. It's not a good attitude, and you should always be positive. If you really want something, just keep going through all the ups and downs and just do it. And remember why you love it and why you started in the first place. What's your favorite vacation place? So I have to travel more before I answer that. What size is your ring finger? Think you'll get married one day? You know, I'm not thinking about that right now, so I don't really know right now what my ring finger is, but maybe one day I'll find out. I do plan to get married if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to do it. I don't need to just be married for the sake of being married, but if I find someone where it makes sense for us to get married rather than just be a happy, healthy couple as we are, then I'll get married. How's your love life? My love life is great. That is all for the Q&A. Thank you for asking. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can write more questions in the comments or just let me know what you think. If you have any conversation topics, put it in the comments. See ya later.
Subscribe.